Hello everybody, this is Atomic Zero of Addicted to Loot, and today I have a new game for you called Battlefleet Gothic Armada. It is a video game adaptation of a board game for 40k, or Warhammer 40k, which is different than the Warhammer fantasy world of Total War Warhammer, as well as Call of Warhammer, the game that I also have been playing, as well as the news that I have been putting out regarding all things Warhammer. It is actually set as, I believe, 40,000 years, which would be the 40k, past the Warhammer Fantasy Universe. And actually, if you couldn't tell, it is far more advanced, far more space-oriented. If you ever played any one of the original Warhammer RTS games, that is also the same universe that this is set in. Now, this is going to be the first kickoff video of a series that I would like to do, and maybe if you like it, just let me hear it. I mean, I can either keep this game as a permanent Let's Play, or just keep it as a set video in my series of what the hell I'm playing this week, which is something I would like to put out maybe once a week. Just, you know, outside my Let's Plays, I do usually have at least 1, 2, or 3 games that I'm playing on the side just for my own personal fun and amusement. And this has been one of them, and I think weekly with the game I've been favoring the most that week, I'm just going to do a video on. Whether it's me playing or what have you. It probably won't be any set order, probably won't follow any Let's Plays unless there is any need for it. So please let me hear if you like what I'm doing here, and I can actually make far more Gothic Armada videos. So what Gothic Armada is, I'm just going to show some battles here. So it is actually I would say it's more of a top-down strategy game. It's real-time, however, it's very much, there's ship control and strategy. You have 4 different factions to choose from. I'll probably get into them on their own time as we go. The Imperial Navy is what you use during your campaign or during the story mission. Then you have Chaos, the Ork parts, and the Eldar. Now, fun fact, I only ever purchased 1 set of Warhammer miniatures for the actual tabletop in my entire life. I never actually got to use them. I painted some of them, but my friends and I, back when, wanted to start up a Warhammer League, never actually never left the ground. But I still had them, and they actually were the Eldar, so fun fact for Atomic Zero. Okay, so the Imperial Navy, they're pretty standard. They're slower, pretty tanky, but their Nova Cannon is kind of their bread and butter. It's a massive long-range cannon that during the beta was extremely overpowered, but it's more balanced right now. Chaos, far quicker, more long-range. Orks have been what I've been mostly playing. I've been having the most fun with them. They're just a hard faction not to have fun with, and that's what I'm going to be doing my video on today, is the Orks. They're very much brawlers. They want to be extremely close to ships, and they actually are really built on ramming. They have far less command, they don't move too quick, and their accuracy isn't great, but if you are point blank with a ship, it doesn't really matter. The Eldar is almost the exact opposite. They're extremely mobile, very low armor rating, very low shield rating, but they have extreme burst damage and hit-and-run techniques. So the Eldar is either a race that people play extremely well or extremely bad. If you can micro them really well, then Eldar players can be almost insane to beat. I mean, they're very, very difficult, but a bad Eldar player is like shooting fish in a barrel. So there's multiple game modes here. So you have your campaign, which is kind of a cool story mode. It actually has a campaign map that you can walk through. Maybe I'll do a mission of that as part of this. You have solo skirmish, which is where you just you make your own admiral and you just level up with random AI player versus computer battles. And then you have multiplayer, which is exactly what you think. So I'm going to do a solo skirmish with my Ork fleet. This is my man-made or handmade admiral Guruk Holbeida, who I happily named. So we'll look at him, and you customize your ships. You can do different upgrades. We'll let this load up first. Okay, so the Orks. I only have a cruisers and light cruisers. You start out with light cruisers, you get cruisers, and I think there's 1, maybe 2 levels above this, but I have to play on more to get more of them. Okay, so this is my cruiser. So it's the Groot World Killer. This thing is a beauty. I mean, how the Orks function in Warhammer 40k, as opposed to someone who actually has a thought process for making their ship. The Orks take whatever the hell they can find, they throw it all together, and if it flies, they use it. So, as you can see, there's not a whole lot of thought process here, but they have huge engines. Absolutely amazing engines. And I just think they look absolutely phenomenal. I love the look of the Orc ships. So, you actually have their weapons here. So, if you look down on their weapons, one thing I like about this game is how easy it is to interpret your ship and how easy it is to customize it. So, if I hover one of these weapons, so this is my Mega Cannon. It's right here. Boom. Right there. Shows me nice right where it is. And actually, as you customize your ships, it does have a visual impact. So I love that about any game, no matter how good or bad the game is. If you show off appearance-wise something that I'm doing, I love the game. So another thing, so they have lots of guns, which are smaller guns, but they fire a lot. It's not a whole lot of damage, but they're great for the Orcs. And then you have the lots of heavy cannons, which is very high damaging, a little bit slower, but I mean the damage output on them, one attack for 48 damage compared to one attack for 1 damage, fire rate of 2 versus a fire rate of 12, and then the Mega Cannon, which is 144 damage, rate of 12. Oh my god. And then you have the, where are the prow guns? Oh, there they are. And then you have another front-facing gun, which are these guys up here. Once again, not a whole lot, but they do give you some more firepower in the front. So, and the best thing about the Orcs is that they are made for ramming. That's what they want to do. They want to just ram the hell out of any enemy ship. I've actually one-shot smaller enemy ships with my cruiser. It is so fucking phenomenal. Okay, so enough about me, gushing over my ships or my cruiser. So we'll walk through. You get upgrades, which are like passive upgrades. Like for here, I have my hull points built up because their shields kind of drain real quick, and he's always right in the thick of things. So I wanted him to be a little bit more tanky. You got some skills which are toggable. And okay, I got taunt, which allows me to basically draw the ship towards me. Like they have to engage me and they have to maneuver towards me, which is great for someone who likes to ram. And then I have another thing, which is this enhanced induction cells allow me to replenish my boost, which I'll show off shortly. The Orcs have something called a big red button, literally called big red button. When they smash it, their ship, it's basically like a NOS button. Their ships go insane and they just fly forward as fast as they can. This actually allows me to do that twice in a row, which is insane for Orcs. Favors are kind of cool. I mean, each faction has favors, 4 favors, and they each are a little bit different. And what happens is whenever you buy a favor for a ship, it changes the appearance of the ship and also gives it either passives or active skills. Like I actually have, so just to show this off, this is a standard light cruiser. Here is a favored light cruiser. So as you can see, the red is far more apparent, and it also has, a little bit different accents to it. But this guy actually has a tractor beam, which I love. It helps so much in positioning my rams. So, okay, so you get favors, you got the Evil Sons clan, you get the Blood Axe clan, which actually allows the Orcs to use a Nova Cannon, which I'm not exactly keen with, but I don't know. This is kind of this is for sneaky ships. It allows you to run silent, which kind of takes your ship off the map real quick. The Golf clan, which is gonna be what this guy is, it allows me to do 50% more ram damage, and also gives me another assault action when boarding, which I'll show off. And then the Bad Moons clan, which would be like your goblins versus your orcs, which are the others 3. These guys actually allow you to do like a lightning strike at far further out, which is awesome for data recovery. So I actually think this light cruiser is going to be the Bad Moon clan light cruiser once I get enough renown, which is your money system, and you get that from winning battles. Last but not least is your crew. Let me go here since he has all the crew. So as you level up, as you get experience, you can filter points into your crew. Like right now, this guy has 2 points into his Master Gunner. Each one improves 25% chance, a critical chance of lances and macro weapons. So he has a lot of, I'm trying to get him where it's basically just a lot of crit chance. I want these Orcs to be basically shotguns. They're going to run in, they're going to try to ram, and if they don't ram, they're just going to shoot the hell out of you. I actually saw a video where a Orc, I think cruiser, went toe-to-toe with like an Imperial or a Chaos battleship. I mean, the battleship was probably going to ultimately win, but the sheer damage output of the Ork ship was insane. So you have a few other things, like the chain squigs prevents insubordination, the Weird Boys allow you to like not lose a ship if you warp out, which I haven't had to do yet, knock on wood. Then you have somebody that improves your repair chances, your gunner. The boys improve your assault chances, and the Groots repair your cooldowns of your active skills. I'm not a huge person on these squadrons. The Orks they can have them, but once again, I don't use them all that much. So without further ado, we're gonna go into a battle. I just want to see if I can actually have a good battle, show them off for a good type of mission, because any player that I know, there's some types of mission types that people just go apeshit over. But Cruiser Clash is probably the best for me, so I'm gonna do that guy. I'm gonna do my Tractor Beam, and I'm gonna take another light cruiser. And then I can actually take, wow, this is going to be a big battle. I can take 2 more ships. I like these guys because they're just they put out a shit ton of frontal damage, and that's all I want. So I just want someone that, as I'm close quarter combat with whatever, I'm fighting the Orks. It's not the greatest battle to show this off with. I mean, Ork versus Ork, but it's not bad. So I like these guys just because they have some sniping ability. And every battle starts off with this slow motion panorama view of your fleet, which I know some people hate it, but I haven't got tired of it yet. I think this is I think it's like very epic looking. So okay, now you go to deploy. It says this is Ork v Ork. I'm gonna put it over here just because there's a lot of shit going in this way. Maybe I can. There's my big guy, my smaller guys. You know what? I want you over there. The Orks aren't super quick, minus their boost button. Okay. So let's just zoom in. Like, you can zoom in on your guys. I know there's a button to minimize the UI. I still have to find that button. But for what I'm doing here today, it's not a major deal difference. Okay. So I have to kill off 7 ships. Holy fuck. Okay, well.
You got it, boss.
You guys come down here. I just usually like to set these little guys just basically on an attack. Oh, I need to set those guys to front. They both can be at 6K. This guy is also that. Your frontal. Shoot off some screening torpedoes, see if I can hit anything.
You got it.
Same with you. Yeah. So you both are bridge or broadside, and this guy's frontal. Okay, so these guys, which are awesome, you can do that to kind of minimize it. But here's the big red button, literally the big red button. That uses it to boost forward. I don't need them right now, as I'm going to try to set these guys up on collision courses. Which, once again, it's not the greatest Ork v Ork because everyone's going to be trying to ram everybody. But we'll see how this goes. And if you want, there's something called a tactical cognitator, which basically slows things down. I try not to use it, however, when I'm trying to set up a ram very, very quickly, I tend to do it. And also, this log ability allows me to get an extra action on my board, which is real nice. So I'll probably plop that in right before we engage. I'm just sending those out to see. They might get some extra damage. Duration 30 seconds, so I'm going to use this right before we clash. I don't really care about the beacon at all.
Enemy ship sighted.
So, like, here we go. I'm gonna try to ram this guy. Boom!
Well down, boss.
He's dead.
Move that space junk. Watch his best.
I'm gonna try to ram this guy.
Enemy ship sighted.
So, like, if I wanted to, I could use my tractor beam and pull him directly into my guy, so I can shear up on my ram Boom. And if I want, I can actually, you can zoom in here, you can actually target specific modes of the enemy ship.
Okay, we'll go that speed.
Okay. You guys fire at him, you guys also fire at him.
Orks is best.
I want both of these guys to come mirrorish. Come on, just left. There you go. So like, see, I can make this guy, I can force him to attack me.
Can we go faster? What do you want?
Okay, this guy has a ram left, so I can try to force this guy out. Okay, fine. If you want to take us on, boom, and he's done. Just like that. Ah, see, shanked on that. Okay. Where's the next guy coming in? Those guys have... Okay, his boost is back, which is nice. You can friendly fire with torpedoes, so I'm trying not to use them.
The fight is over here. Full decker.
Yeah, he's gonna take a smack. That's fine. This guy's bone as it is. And then I take these two, send them on a crash course for them.
I'm back in charge.
So if I really wanted to, I could set up one last charge with these guys.
Can we go faster? Hit the red button.
Okay, come over here. I know I didn't really set that up super great, but like I said, as it kind of showed off there, there's so much firepower on the sides of those two ships. The thing that's super, super small. But play, win, lose, or draw, they are such a fun faction, which is why I think I like them the most. All the other ones, I feel like a horrible person if I screw up on a position. Even if you screw up, you're winning. I might pop into my story mission just to show off the campaign map, but you got a gist of the kind of the gameplay here. If anyone likes these videos, even if you give me one thumbs up, I will keep them a-coming, so don't you worry about that. Okay, so we'll go into my campaign. Battleship, I think it goes...
Attack.
Okay, we'll have a cutscene first.
Defense. Defense is the planning of an attack. Lord Admiral Ravensburg believes that we can learn something of our enemy's strategy by infiltrating a Chaos Command ship recently identified by Inquisitor Horst's agents. I am to find this ship, board it, and bring back any clues I can find about the invaders' plans. Now is my chance to ensure their faith in me was not misplaced.
Okay.
Admiral Spire, I am assigning you a mission of A formidable Chaos fleet is massing for an attack. Inquisitor Horst's agents have identified the enemy flagship, and
Lord Admiral, by placing me in command of a fleet, you have offered me a great opportunity to prove myself worthy of...
Okay, great, data recovery. Not that big of a deal. I'm not going to fight it, but here's the campaign map. It's pretty cool. You have these different systems. They're only going to let me do that one because they want me to do it as part. It's kind of pseudo part of the tutorial. But the other systems look similar to this, but you can switch between them. The number here shows kind of the threats that are happening within that system. Same here. So these two things would show off the threats. You get number of deployments, so that's the number of battles you can do per turn. Story missions, you can win or lose, and you can either progress or not. There is an Iron Man mode of this, similar to like an XCOM, where every decision you make is final. But each one of these systems has, like, each one of these, even these little planets or worlds, have bonuses to them. So if we hum over here, there's temples here, there's space stations. So if I lose this, my repair cost goes up +3. But if I keep it, it decreases it. Things like that. So as you get, there's properties shown over here. So as you get invasions from other races, like I said, you can only play the Imperials here. You can kind of prioritize which worlds to keep or which battles to fight with your limited turns based on what that planet has. Like this one, your renown goes down, and you need renown so that you can recruit ships. So we'll go into the Imperial spaceport just to kind of look at their ships real quick. I have a cruiser and light cruiser. They look cool and all. They're pretty cool. They focus a lot more on, I think, like mid-range broadside combat, but this guy does have, I believe, an Nova cannon. Yeah, so he has an Nova cannon. The Nova cannon is really nice, but it really works best when the enemy shields are down. I mean, the damage is pretty high, but as you get closer to your target, the spread of where you actually put this decreases, because if it's super far out, you can completely whiff on a shot, even if you perfectly select the right area with your cursor. Means absolutely nothing for the game and for the lock-on. But, I mean, like I said, they're pretty cool. I haven't unlocked favors yet. But that's the Imperial fleet. They have like a little eagle on the front. The ship design overall in this game is really pretty cool. But I'm gonna actually going to call it quits for this little video of what the fuck am I playing this week with Atomic Zero of Addicted to Loot. Thank you for stopping by, and please join me again.